So everybody could join in here 1 second. Do 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 do. All right, awesome. Give me 1 second. Good. Hold on. For some reason it didn't copy there for me. There. Should have done the HTTPS. There we go. Okay, good. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And kind of a wild Wednesday today, so with some interesting price action. Overall, it ended up being a pretty good day. There was some good moves. Again, when the market's weird and it gives you a lot of divergences, go to your sectors and find sector strength. Just one of those things. So that's just one of the ideas right there. Of course, everything that we're going to talk about and I've talked about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. All right. Awesome. Good. So what we're going to do is, what we always do is we're going to take a look and see where we left out the market today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what they're up to or down to here this evening and what might be setting up going into tomorrow. And then we'll take a look at the topic, which is going to be day trading market profile, where we're going to talk about poor highs and poor lows. And then we'll go through that, and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX today up 8 points again on the monthly chart here, still bullish, right? So still a nice green candle here over the upper Bollinger Band as it's riding the bands up right here. Weekly chart still not really moving too much, right? We're kind of chopping around after last week's big move to finish the week to give us this big hammer candle right here, engulfing hammer candle. So we really want to see what happens after this week, right? Because this is a fractal version of what happened on the yearly chart. So it'd be very interesting to see if it breaks out to the upside to see if that trend continues. Let's take a look at the daily action right here. Again, here's our wave count that we're kind of dealing with right now. We had the 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? We got that wave 3 up, a little bit of wave 4 pullback. So let's see if we can push our way up here. One of the cool things, right, is we had this inside day the other day. And then yesterday we broke down below it but came back in range, which gives us a chance to retest the top of that inside day candle, which we did today. Then we kind of pulled back off of it a little bit. So I'd really like to see us push over today's highs to get some extra strength to work on that wave 5 up to continue that move. Let's take a look at the intraday price action here. So again, a little bit, it kind of looks a little bit opposite of yesterday's move, right? We had kind of this this little bit of an up move, right? So here we had a little bit of a down move, then up, then a reversal, and then back up again. So nice bounce off the 15 warp high today, gave us a nice push to the upside. Nice reversal doji, and kind of worked its way back down. So you can see here's the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. And let's take a look at the futures and see what they did here today and what we got looking going into this evening. So like I said, guys, all these levels are levels that we've reviewed here generally. And we provide these levels to our members in the bubble report each morning. We also provide to our Elite Access members, we actually provide the chart. So all you got to do is download it and you get these levels that you can use if you like trading futures or just want to see what the market is up to, see how these levels get handled, including our signal zones, which are supply and demand zones. So you can see nice resistance off of the signal zone right here for a move down. Good support here pre-market, and then support again for the dip buy today, and then just kind of continue to work its way up. So sort of like this 1 2 1 2, right? And we'll see if this this bullish move continues. So what we're going to do is we're going to track these levels here going into a nice geometric line right there. So it's holding that pretty nicely here. It actually is looking like a channel going up. So let's see how that holds going into this evening and see if we're ready to push back up to all-time highs and continue that impulsive wave that we were just talking about. So good stuff. All right, so good. So let's talk about the topic here this evening. So this evening we're going to be continuing our conversation on market profile. And today we're going to be talking about poor highs and poor lows. So if you guys recall, market profile is just a way of organizing data, right? So of course we love to use our geometric lines, and we love to use our charts. We like to see the price action, how they behave here, but we get a lot of information from the market profile that can help us come up with game plans and strategies. And like I said in the bubble report in the morning and in our Discord, we provide that game plan at the open to help get folks prepped for the day. And we often do it well before a lot of other futures traders start putting their game plans together. So good stuff there. Let's take a look though. Let's see what we got going on. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up the S&P futures, which we have right here, and we're going to talk about poor highs and poor lows. So as we talked about on the market profile, a balanced day is one that has a bell-shaped curve, right? So it's kind of thinner at the top, gets thicker in the middle, and then thinner at the bottom, right? That's the sort of the day you want, right? But what happens is when you get these days that are a little bit kind of clunky, a lot of times they like to be repaired to eventually over the course of 2 or even 3 days, or even in the future, to repair themselves to make that bell-shaped curve before more price action continues. So let me show you some examples of that, and let's get that pulled up here. Again, all we do is we go to appearance, and we go we go to chart mode, we go back to our monkey bars. And again, it's okay. It's not the Thinkorswim is not the best tool to use for it, but it's pretty good. Okay, so so what is a poor high and a poor low? Okay, so just real quick in terms of definitions, what we have is each of these numbers, right, that form our 30-minute candles, right, and they get scrunched together here to form the market profiles. What they do is they each one of these numbers, right, these are called TPOs. Okay, so time price opportunities. Okay, so that's basically that's the smallest unit of measurement on a market profile chart. And so what a poor high and a poor low is when you have only 1 or 2 TPOs at the top, and then you have 2 to 3 columns below that that make up the columns below that. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is, oh, I lost the it kind of skipped away there on me. Okay, that was weird. All right, so what that means is that that anybody who's long up here, right, and you can see that was on the one of the first, actually it was one of the last candles here today. What that means is that whoever was long up here got caught, right? So so let's just kind of go back up here. So this is a good example here of a poor high. So you have 2 TPOs up here, followed by more than 2 or 3 columns below. And what it does, it kind of forms like this flat top type-ish pattern, right? And so what happens is you can, the way it color codes it, you can see the first numbers of the day are in purple, right? So they start here, right? You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And they kind of go from there. And but what happened here is we got a poor high, right? We only have 2 TPOs up here. So what that means is anybody who was caught long up here got stuck, right? And so when we see that form, a lot of times we see more of a aggressive selling going on in that area. So we'll take a look at that from yesterday and today from the highs and see what happened. And so the reason that we know that is because of the profile itself. It shows that we spent time up here, and whoever was long right here in time frame 2 of this tan the tan colored time frame is stuck, right? So those 2s ended up coming back down here, right? And then we got 3, and the 3s tried to work their way back up here, and they couldn't get to those levels again. So you can see that was shortable in that area. So you get the 3s, the 4s tried to come again, and that was shortable, right? So that really helped us find that. You can see the 7s really pushed their way down. The 8s tried again, and then the 8s pushed their way down. The 9s didn't even get there, and that was really a nice down move on the 9s, right? So you can see the 9s only got as far as here, so that's at 38.02, right? And they ended up working their way down all the way down here to 37.95. The same thing happened today during the regular trading hours, right? So here it was towards the end of the day, and we just pointed that move off of our signal zone right here. But you had a nice, only a single TPO at the top, right? And you also have a poor low right here. You've got 2 TPOs at the bottom. And so what that means is it's got a poor high and a poor low. And so so what we look for is intraday is we like to look for resistance. We like to look for resistance off of those levels, and to look for downside movement. Now what happens is later on is that these tend to get repaired, right? And so just so you know, like a nice normal kind of profile day, we don't get too many of them, they're kind of going to look like this. Now it's a little bit thick right here, but it's pretty good. We have excess at the bottom, we have excess at the top, and it gave you that nice little bell-shaped curve. This one didn't, right? So it kind of looks like a hammer, I guess, if you will, if you want to relate it to like regular kind of candlesticks. And so you can see here we got the bottom of the bell, but we never finished the top of the bell. So what that means is that once we get to those highs, right? Once we get to those high levels, then we would expect it on a later session to fill that range with volume to make more of a balanced move, right? And you can see that happen today, right? So make sure I do have this all pulled up. I wouldn't want to repeat myself on all this. So you can see it made it more of a balanced session. So it started to fill in here with volume, and now we're kind of in that area here after hours. And again, don't forget this is overnight inventory. So this is the weak hands overnight, right? So we're going to see how that goes going in tomorrow, but they do give us key levels to trade against. Okay, so So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to show you here now in the last 2 days, just to show you what that meant here with the TPOs and why we found resistance in those areas. So I'm going to go back here to our normal chart, and we'll take a look at the last two kind of trading sessions off of those areas. So let's go here. Let's go back to standard. Let's go there, and then what we'll do is we'll pull back here, 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 and you can see that's exactly what happened today. And what I love about this is that it was right off of our resistance zone, right? So this is our supply and demand zone up here. So this is our what we call signal zones. We got a nice reversal doji off of those levels, and we ended up working our way down off of it. If you go to the shorter term time frames, you can see exactly what happened. They kept on trying to go back up to test that poor high, and they just couldn't get into that level. So this time frame right here was your TPO today, that single high, and we kept on touching it, missing it, touching it, missing it, one more touch, and then flush. Right, so having that market profile alongside with you when you're trading futures can be really, really helpful, especially at the highs and the lows, to see if we are forming a poor high and a poor low, and it really turned into a nice move down. So this candle alone was 5.5 points, and you guys know in the futures that's fantastic. We got a little bit of a retrace right here. It ended up going all the way down to 38.01 for almost a 12-point move, right? So really, really incredible stuff, and we're actually testing those levels right now. Now, it happens in a future session and not necessarily in the overnight session, in the regular trading hour session. When we come and test those again, they tend to break out, like we said, to give us a more of a balanced day, right? So that was today's price action. You can see the same thing happen yesterday off of its highs, right? So very, very similar stuff here too. I think it actually took into account that last chart I gave you. It took into account some of the overnight highs, but here same thing happened overnight, right? So really, really cool stuff, and this can really give you some good insight into the day, especially when it aligns with a supply or demand resistance zone, which we like to call it here off of our signal zone. So good stuff. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So 3 Lions sent me a chart request through Twitter. So let's take a look at that one. So MSTR. Let's take a look at MSTR. So yeah, this thing's a monster, right? So it's microstrategy.com. This thing's been really strong. It's really expensive. But it's hanging in here, right? It's holding on to the ADMA. It gave us a nice breakout candle here, right? Gapped up off of that, right? So we had increased volume. And then it kind of pulled back, and it's kind of holding on to the ADMA so far. Again, a little bit of declining volume, but I like how it's drifting up after hours here. So let's see if that can continue to work its way up and possibly retest those highs. So good stuff there. And ZEK, so we've got a couple other names out there. We've got Snow. Let's take a look. So Snow is kind of on my bearish radar going into tomorrow. I was really hoping it would give us a breakout today, a nice strong candle, and then we could ride the cloud up. But instead it gave us an upper shadow. It's kind of face planted right here off the ADMA, which happens to be below the 50-day. So if we break below the ADMA there, look for some more potential downside action on Snow tomorrow. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA left us with an inside day today. This thing has just been really, really challenging to get a good normal breakout on this thing. So it was really strong right back on Monday, and then all it did is form an upper shadow, and then it gapped up again, and then it reversed off of it. And now today it's an inside day, so keep an eye on these levels. If it push above today's high, we might get a push up and retest the geometric line. If we break down below those lows, we got a little bit of support down below there. Otherwise it might come back and test the other geometric line. So we've got that going on NVIDIA. Netflix with about 180-degree reversal today. Not quite a Morningstar reversal, but still pretty nice. It had some relative strength at the open and kind of hung in there throughout the day. I think it might be trying to shift trend, so let's see if it can hold on to it and push its way up and maybe test the top of the cloud. For GoGo, wake me up before you go. So GoGo again, looking pretty good right here. Again, had that inside day down, another failed inside day down, reversed its way back up, back over the ADMA and kind of pushing its way up into this prior inside day range. So it's grinding its way up there. Had a big pop after hours, but kind of reversed off of it. So we'll see how that goes. POWW. Nice. Yeah, you talked about this one yesterday. Again, great follow through on this one here today. So keep an eye on it. Huge upper shadow on it. It may pull back a little bit, and then we'll look for some relative strength on it to see if it's ready to go. And then skills. What skills to pay the bills? Another gap up there this morning. I think it had an upgrade. Maybe it was yesterday it had an upgrade. It's a tough name to trade right here, but see if it turns into kind of a doji sandwich to work its way up. Could be a potential pause down that. Good find on that there. So Michael Phillips, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at GME GameStop, up 57% today. Huge move on GameStop. This thing has such high short interest, and wow, was today the day for GameStop. I actually looked at it. I considered getting into it. The options are so crazy. It's kind of ones you just have to sit in and hope it goes, and it really went there today. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. You can see I've already got kind of a game plan on it right here to look for a pullback and see if we get strong again, see if we can get in on it. So good stuff there. Yeah, board changes again. Yeah, exactly. Totally, I know it was epic, but super squeeze on that one. I know, hyper FOMO, exactly. Zoom was another one with some FOMO today too, but members were able to catch that, which is good. Momo, here's a stock I don't trade, but it did work its way up nicely off yesterday's candle that you guys pointed out. So good stuff on that one. Plug. Let's take a look. So Plug in an offering for Plug. So what did it do? Did it do an offering after hours? It is down a bit after hours. Let's take a look. Renault JV Plug. Yeah, I don't really see any news after hours. But anyway, interesting close today on Plug. Kind of a red doji. We saw a bunch of put activity on this one today. So let's keep an eye on this and see how it goes going into tomorrow. It could be interesting. So good stuff. So Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, I hope you're doing great out there. Let's take a look at Chewy. Again, beautiful move on this one, guys. We pointed this one out as a long idea for the group here a couple days ago off of the ADMA here. And it ended up really launching yesterday and getting some incredible follow-through today on Chewy. Very, very nice stuff. Net, let's take a look. Net with its first breakout candle today. Good stuff on that. Yeah, yesterday was an okay close. I like how it closed over the ADMA on that one. I would like to have seen a little bit more strength on it, low volume. But today is the first breakout candle here at the geometric level. So let's definitely keep an eye on it. It looks like it's drifting up after hours on that one. It's good find on that one. Let's take a look at you. Yeah, so you good push there today, a little bit of an upper shadow on it, kind of blob, but increased volume, so we got that going on. SPLK, Splunk. Yeah, that's a pretty good one right there. So again, coming out of the range again, interesting doji yesterday, but some relative strength there today. I like Splunk, keep it on the radar. It's looking pretty good. So so pretty nice one there on SPLK. We'll keep that one on the radar for tomorrow too. Good find. Awesome, good stuff. I appreciate you. Oh, and then RMO. Let's see. Yeah, nice breakout on that one too. So Romeo Power, never traded, but a couple of the utilities were strong here today, so that's good too. Vcash, what's going on? Let's take a look at Facebook. Yeah, so Facebook, interesting, right? So we're coming right to the 200-day moving average. It could be a doji sandwich now. We'll see how it goes, but it also might be a reversal doji if it wants to do kind of what Amazon did yesterday. Very, very similar doji on that. So and Amazon gave a good push to the upside there. So good stuff on Facebook. Is it worth a buy at these levels? Well, it's at some major support. It's really, really close to this last pivot level down here. So if it does break down off of that doji sandwich, you definitely want to see how it handles that area. If it breaks down below there with some volume, look out, right? So, but in the meantime, it's right by the 200-day moving average. It's a big area for a lot of traders. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there too. Chris, you're there before Huddle. I like it. Suyak, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And congratulations, by the way. So Tesla inside day. So definitely keep an eye on this one. I had some good reports today, good quality reports and all that stuff. So let's see how it goes, see how it handles the inside day levels. CCIV. Again, nice breakout on that one too. Look at that strong move there. SPCE, trade of the week idea. And members have been doing great on this one. We've been day trading this. Members are swinging this, and they're gonna be very. If this holds up, they'll be very happy tomorrow. Apparently, getting added to the new ARK Space Exploration ETF. So really nice stuff there. X hanging in there again. Finally taking a little pause there after this epic run up. So we'll see how that goes there. And then Neo. So Neo again was kind of choppy, sloppy here today. It might be working on kind of a bull flag. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. And then Starbucks. So Starbucks is all over the place. Again, we pointed out this little bear flag right here. It kind of pushed down there today. Gave a little bit of follow through the downside before they bought the dip on it. Wild moves after hours. So just kind of see how it holds. It is below the 8 ADMA on that one. So something to keep an eye on there. Daniel, what's going on? Good to see you. So how do you get your intraday candles to be yellow? So these are inside day candles or inside bar candles. So if you'd like, I can share that script with you here. So I'm just going to share this for you. There, and I'll post that in the chat there, so you can load that up in your TOS. All it is just a color changing script that we made, and easy to do. So yeah, but it helps you see what is an inside candle. So good stuff. Adriana, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, so Apple's looking pretty good right here. I do like the close. I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have seen a little more volume on it today, but I was pretty bullish going into Apple going into tomorrow. So I'm going to look and see if it gives us any dip buys going into tomorrow. But overall, it looks pretty good. Netflix, it looks like it's working on a trend up. Again, nice reversal today. Could be working on a trend change, so keep it on the radar. See if it breaks those highs, and it might be working on a little bit of an earnings run, which is coming up pretty soon. Ankit, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah, Facebook we just looked at. Let's take a look at Intel. So Intel had a huge gap up today, guys, and honestly, that's kind of a nasty reversal off of it. They had some news, new CEO type stuff. If it breaks down below these lows, guys, that's the type of candle that could work its way into the gap pretty quickly. So a little bit of work off of that one. Wish, yeah, big breakout on that one too. So see if we can break over those highs and possibly its most recent highs to get some movement there. MP, possible doji sandwich on this one, and Neo. Just kind of chopped, like you said, it could be turning into a bull flag on that one. Why is Facebook acting like a penny stock? I know, it's really kind of finicky here today. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on out there with like censorship and things like that. Plus, they got all their antitrust stuff that they got to deal with. So it's getting clobbered. And I mean, does anybody even use Facebook anymore? But anyway, so it's right there by the 200-day moving. So see how it handles that doji going into tomorrow. Touches the 228 level. That's pretty far down here. I mean, it would have to, like I said, it would have to close below this pivot level with some volume to really get going. If it does, yeah, that is a possibility. But, you know, earnings are coming up here soon, too, so we got to see how it handles those. And, you know, if the more they push it down, right, the better chance. I'm not saying there's a better chance they beat on earnings, but we'll see. So we'll see how it goes. But again, watch your 200-day moving average and watch that pivot level down there. So good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. So Laura, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Fast. I wish I could pull it faster. All right, there it is. Big inside day on Fastenal. So it's hanging in there. It's been working its way up pretty nicely. A little bit of a pullback right here. I mean, it might find a little bit of support at this kind of $50.50 area, kind of in this area right here where we see like this kind of support-ish. If it doesn't, right, watch see how it handles the ADMA on that one. So good stuff there. And then Charlie, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, again, same thing, inside day here today. Let's just see how it handles these levels. So good stuff there. Chris, what's going on? How do you manage dips when day trading? Like, how do you analyze price action to make sure the trade is still valid? I mean, the really key thing is right, to make sure that the overall trend is strong on it, right? Because, right, so AMD, let me show you two examples. Okay, so AMD, it gapped down today and below the ADMA, right? So that kind of shows that the trend is working. It's kind of shifting here on the shorter term time frame, right? So it did give us a little bit of a dip buy today, but it really didn't get huge follow through, right? So it did. It was okay, right? And it was right off of one of our main levels, and it had a nice hammer, so it gave you a little bit of room, but it wasn't right super duper epic, right? So, but then you look at something that was bullish going in today. Just for example, let me see. Let me see what I had on the radar for today. Okay, yeah. So a couple examples of ones that were on the bullish radar today. I mean, just like for instance, let's see, like FCX. It ended up not being a huge mover, but like TDOC was on our radar today. So TDOC was one that was showing some relative strength, right? You see, we're above the ADMA right here. We've been showing some good strength. Right? I liked the candle yesterday, and I was looking for some strength into today. And so because of that, right, I was looking for, you know, you can look for buyable dips on it. I'm saying this is the easiest one, right? But this one gave you a much better dip buy, right? So we pulled back right here. It gave you a nice inside 15, and then boom, worked its way to the upside, right? So a lot more explosive action on those dips. Now, unless there's news, you're going to tend to see dip buys a little bit earlier in the day, right? When there's more volume, then there's more action, right? They're more reactive moves, right? So it's like the sharp selling at the open, it's like doesn't make much sense, right? Especially when we're holding key levels, right? So, you know, you can see right here, right? We're holding all these levels from the day before. We're holding the pre-market levels right here, right? Or the after hours levels. So those are some major levels, right? So for AMD, we didn't have any recent levels, right? Because it was kind of gapping down pretty significantly, right? So all you have to rely on is the pre-market stuff. So we did have this. That was those pre-market levels right there. It gave a decent dip buy. But other than that, right, it's kind of running into some selling pressure, right? And also the overall composure on it on your short-term time frame is pretty bearish, right? So that's when those dip buys become a little bit rise. So for instance, for Apple going into tomorrow, you know, I may have missed it on a long swing trade overnight. but I'm still liking it. It's bullish. It's closing over these levels. A little more volume would be nice, but I like it. So tomorrow I'm going to look at, and the trend is up, and we're over the ADMA. So I'm going to look for some potential dip buys if it does pull back, something sharply tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to look for again. And then you can look and get to the smaller term time frames to look for some indicators that are showing that the dip buy is valid, right? So there's a couple other tools that are out there. But anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit. And NVIDIA, and at 580 this week on NVIDIA, that would be pretty bold. It just all depends. I mean, 580 is way up here. I mean, it would have to prove itself with some strength, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would have to clear these geometric lines and then really get some good momentum on that. So that would be interesting. Reed, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Flip, what's happening? Fubo, let's take a look. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so good close yesterday. We got pretty close to the gap like we were talking about, then pulled off of it, right? I mean, it's a wild name, right? So it gave you a nice gap up here this morning, kind of held a couple levels and pulled back a little bit. Now we just have to kind of see if it's ready to pull up some strength. So definitely want to keep on the radar, though. And then PayPal, beautiful one from the bubble report this morning. So this is Algo382 put his wave count on this one. He liked it. Was looking like a larger kind of 1-2-1-2, and then gave this beautiful move to the upside there as well. So good stuff. So nice stuff on PayPal. And yeah, thanks, Flip. My pleasure. Appreciate it. Rosalind, what's going on? PayPal, we just looked at that one. Beautiful move today. Let's see if we can get some upside follow through. I missed this one today. Oh, and I regretted missing this one too. Just an epic move, right? So this one gave us a breakout. We looked at it yesterday. Nice breakout through this large geometric line right here yesterday. And when that happens, right, you still want to look for strength. Not saying we want to swing it into the next day on the breakout, but at least look for that strength. And then W just made just an epic move here today. Strong move at the open, clearing those levels. 15 more breakout. Held the ADMA all day. I think there was like some calls on this one that went from like 99 cents to like $9 today. Incredible move. But we'll see how it goes to see if it can continue to work its way up. That was kind of its epic breakout move right there. Very, very nice. Target down about 2 points there today. Could just be consolidating up here. I mean, it's had an epic run, really, and just continuing to grind its way up. So pretty impressive stuff up there. So see if it kind of turns into a flag. TMUS could be a possible pause day to the downside off of that inside day. A, B, and B. Members pointed this one out in the group today. A couple nice opportunities on it. It hit its all-time highs here today, and then before pulling back off it, really incredible move. But again, it got tight in here. We pointed this out in the group today. Nice little doji up there off of that triangle move, and it was also strong at the open today as well. So some nice stuff there. And FCell, let's take a look. Again, big push up there today. Again, a lot of these names have been getting extended, right? All these energy names, fuel cells, stuff like that. So let's see how it holds. There's been some put activity on it, so we'll see if those get any downside reversals. Uber's been really strong recently, too. Today could be a pause day off of yesterday's big breakout candle. Remember, we pointed out in the group here that we liked it this day, the same day as Chewy, and ended up working its way up pretty nicely right there. So let's see if it gets any more upside. So Chris, JMIA, let's take a look. So JMIA, nice push there off of the ADMA, still continuing to work its way up. Again, I like it in general, and I just want to see if it gets any more strength going into tomorrow. It might pull back a little bit, and we'll see if there's a buyable dip on it going into tomorrow, so that could be good too. Yeah, Rosalind, my pleasure. Michael, Italian government collapse pending, news out tonight. Okay, that sounds interesting. ZNGA. Looking like a bull flag right here overall still. Yep, and there we go. We drew that last night, so still kind of hanging in there. The nest, good to see you. SPCE, guys, trade of the week from the newsletter. Beautiful stuff. Really getting some good follow. This is our swing idea of the week here, and also gave us a lot of great day trades, too. So good stuff on SPCE. iRobot. Wow, I haven't looked at this name in a long time. And now you know why, right? It's been really thin on the options recently. I do like how it's holding the cloud right here. Let's see if we can break above these levels, right, and try to show some strength on iRobot. The big C. The big C was like the C where it stands for crash, like the big crash on this thing. It was epic for a while. Made that little reversal up, and it's just been kind of grinding its way down. But nice little breakout here through that bump line. So let's see if we can try to work its way up off of those levels. It's a good find there. Srilas Manoj is going on. Let's take a look at gold futures. So gold hanging on the 200-day moving average right here, but still below its macro trend lines or geometric lines, right? So watch out. Kind of a double inside day so far. If it breaks below the 200-day moving average, right, might try to come back and test these levels down there. Woohoo! These levels down here. Okay, so let's see how it goes on gold. And M King, what's going on? Let's take a look at GoGo. Yeah, so GoGo is making a nice little move right there. Again, wake me up before you GoGo. So still continuing to push its way up there. And then TTD. Tough name to trade, but when it moves, right? So, I mean, it's amazing to see this thing. It's like almost $1,000. I mean, this is great, like back here, right? We have the double inside week up and all that stuff. It's just amazing to see it up here this high. So, let's hang it in there, right? So, they're still trading it. It's below the 8 EMA, so a little bit of caution there. So, good stuff. Zach, what's going on? Good to see you. NVIDIA with the inside day. So, again, this thing is still getting super duper choppy here. And we're just kind of tracking these geometric lines, seeing if this thing's ever going to be ready to break out. So good stuff there. And then, Michael, yeah, Intel again on the bearish radar going in tomorrow after that epic reversal on that one. And then MViz. The MViz. Not NViz, MViz. Yeah, so MViz, this is the Microvision, right? Yeah, nice stuff here. So good candle day, good volume. Again, let's see if we can try to push over today's highs. So good stuff there. Creighton, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at APPN. Let's see how that's going here. So APPN, nice push there over the ADMA. DZSI. DZSI pulling its way up there. Wow, big breakout over, a big push over that breakout candle on that one. LSPD. Lightspeed. Yeah, another breakout candle on that one too. Sam, the beer company. Oh, right, nice little reversal off of that one. I guess they're drinking beer again. Chewy, again, epic move to the upside here. Fresh highs. Again, possibly this, kind of wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and working on a wave 5 right now for Chewy. Piton, again, still pretty much on the bullish radar right here. I like the candle there today. I think it could probably use a little bit of sideways action, but we'll see what kind of what it gives us tomorrow. Again, those stay-at-home names were all strong today. TMO pulling back to the ADMA here. TTD, again, very, very similar. Right, so just below the ADMA on that one. NNOX. Hanging in there off of the ADMA, a little bit of an upper shadow off of that one, so see how that goes. And JMIA. Yeah, again, we're looking at JMIA. We'll see if the dips are buyable on this one. Again, generally the trend is really, really nice on this one, so that's one we'll look for dip buys on too. So good stuff. So, Everardo, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at NEO. Yeah, again, NEO might be working on a larger kind of bull flag, so we're just kind of tracking that right now. Abhijit, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. WWR, let's see. WWR, wow, getting really tight in there. So, tight little penny stock name, but let's see if it gets ready to go. And then Snow, kind of on the bearish radar going in tomorrow after today's upper shadow. So, let's see how that goes going into tomorrow. So, good stuff. Yeah, Daniel, my pleasure. The Nest, Diz, let's take a look. So, Diz, again, still looks like it's flagging up here. So, let's see if we can get back over the ADMA and try to get some volume coming in there. And then XPEV. Again, a couple of these electric vehicle names have some pretty good pause days today, so definitely keep an eye on them for to see if they're trying to get strong. Solo with an inside day as well. Right, very, very similar. A couple pause days on those. CLOV, yep. Let's take a look. CLV, oh, a little bit rough right there. Below the ADMA and kind of droopy there below a lot of those levels. So just kind of keep an eye on it on the downside there. And not a lot of support below from what I can see just after that move. It looks like it wants to test lower. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Run, let's take a look. Vcash, let's take a look there. Yeah, Run kind of hanging in there. The solar names kind of were a little bit calm there today. So good stuff there. Chris, yeah, my pleasure. Micah, what's going on? HYLN. Nice. Is this thing ready to non-SPAC yet? Hanging in there, right? So we're still kind of contending with these geometric lines, honestly, because of that attempted breakout and failed breakout. We should probably move it out right here and look for a cleaner candle on that one. So good stuff there. The Nest, you got Tree. How's that one doing? I know we were looking at that the other day. Yeah, a little bit of a pause day on that one there too. BHC, the Nest. Yeah, Bausch with a big move today. Big move today. Very, very nice right there. And then PLTR, this thing's been really, really tricky. It keeps on looking like it's trying to set up. It tried to take the inside day up, and then big reversal off of that one here too. It's looking a little bearish now under the ADMA. Reed, wake me up before you go. Yeah, I don't want to go solo. And we already looked at solo today too. I love it. We're singing songs here today with our stock tickers. I love it. ISRG, iSurge the Nest. Oh. This is such a big. This is such a tough name to trade. It's all over the place. It could be flag error here. Look for a breakout candle on that one. Yeah, my pleasure. No, it's all good. I appreciate it, Richard. Yeah, NVIDIA. Everybody's asking about NVIDIA tonight. Inside day. So we just got to see how it handles these levels and see if it's ready to do a breakout, right? So, but again, tomorrow inside day tactics will apply. Last inside day it flushed, right? So the inside day before that it ripped and then reversed, right? So we got that going on. Bob, what's happening? Octal. Let's take a look. Yeah, Okta tried to push right there. It's up a bit after hours. It's ticking higher after hours. Let's see if it holds right. A lot of the software names are hanging in there. I like how it's back over the ADMA, so let's see if that continues to hold there. The Nest GSX. Let's take a look. Yeah, GSX with a big push there today, and then upper shadow off the 50-day moving average. Imagine that. Imagine that. So good stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in this evening. I hope everybody enjoyed the discussion on poor highs and poor lows. Some great questions out there tonight, and also some awesome chart requests. So good stuff. We'll wrap up this series tomorrow. I hope you guys found it helpful. Always good to learn something new about the market, right? It always enhances our perspective, so that's always good and makes us better traders overall. So good stuff. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button, and whether you're new here or not, please, like Reed said, please smash the like button, and it goes a long way, even if you're watching the recording. I always appreciate it. So good stuff, guys. I hope everybody has an awesome rest of your evening. We'll see you guys bright and early for Bubble Report subscribers. We'll have that Bubble Report out to you bright and early, and we'll see you guys in the Discord tomorrow morning. And for those of us who are just following us on Twitter, we'll see you guys there too for the Good Morning Market Prep video and on YouTube. So have a great night, everybody. Again, thanks for tuning in. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk